Hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report. And for once, guess what? It's not coming from my office in the States. We're here, we're back home. I'm on the beach in La Paz, Baja, Mexico. It's good to have you join us. Hope you're doing well, and let's talk about what's going on. This is going to cover all of the action or everything that's been happening here in La Paz for the last week of, July 6th through the 12th of 2020. Okay, let's jump right into it. Let me tell you about my experiences coming down. First and foremost, the plane we got on was only about half filled. We didn't have any drinks. They gave you a little bag that had a little water in it, had some chips in it, and that was about it, and also a little bit of gel. That's what the travel was like. The flight attendants basically didn't talk to you the whole time coming down, but that's fine. You had your earphones on and everything was great. Great, smooth flight. We got to the airport and it was, how do I say it? It was like the apocalypse, zombie apocalypse kind of thing. We were the only airplane on the whole tarmac. There was nothing else out there. And now I know it might have just been the time of day. I know there are a lot more flights coming in, but for me not to have seen it for so many months, to see it with nothing there, no activity, no little carts dragging suitcases and boxes around, no people on the airstrip, with their little lights and things doing their thing. It was really weird. We got in the little shuttle, got into the terminal, and the terminal was empty as well. There were a couple folks greeting you, and then we got to immigration. Normally there's a huge snaking line in Cabo San Lucas. It's got 500 people all waiting to go through immigration. There was, I think, 10 people there. Then when you got to aduana, which is customs, if you've been here before, you have to put your stuff on the conveyor belt. It goes through the x-ray machine, and then you have to press the button and you get either a green light or you get a red light. If you get a red light, it means you got to open your stuff. They check for anything, I don't know, they're looking for contraband or whatever. And if you get the green light, you go right through. Well, here's the thing. They just welcomed everybody in. Nobody had to put anything on the conveyor belt. They asked, hey, Jonathan or Mr. Roldan, what do you have in your ice chest? What do you have in your boxes? And I said, clothes. They went, come on in, welcome, no checking there. They wanted everybody to come through. And here's the thing I noticed first and foremost. Even though there weren't a lot of people around, I'll tell you what, I think they really want us down there. They're really welcoming. They're not taking tourism for granted. And it's arguable, but I gotta say, I think it might just be safer down here than it is up there. And here's why I think so. Everybody is so conscious of the COVID down here. Everybody's wearing a mask. There's no arguments, nobody's screaming at each other. Everybody's just kind of accepted that you've got to wear a mask, at least the people I saw. The other thing is everybody's carrying a little squirt thing or a little gel thing in their hands. In the old days when you kind of walk up to a buddy and you high five or you shake hands, and way back guys would go, hey buddy, you want a cigarette? Or hey Joe, how you doing? You want a beer? Here it's Senor Jonathan, ¿cómo estás? And you kind of get an air hug and you get an air high five, and they go, hey, you want a squirt of gel? You want a little wipe of spritz here or something like that? It's really kind of strange, but really neat. Also, everything's wiped down. I mean, as we were coming out of the plane, people offer, the chauffeurs and drivers and the attendants there at the airport are offering to spray your stuff down, wipe your stuff down for you. And then even when you get into the vans, you can see them spraying all the shuttle vans. They wipe everything down before you get in. Everybody's got a mask on. And check this out. Take a look at this picture. Here's one of the vans. In fact, it's our van that we take to Las Arenas when we put the shuttle in. But every van has to have this. That little black pan that you see there has got disinfectant in it. You have to step in that, and then once you step in that, you step on the mat, dry your feet, and then you're allowed to get into the vans. Every place here is at 30% occupancy, and they're real strict about that. In fact, they are closing down businesses that are not adhering to the 30% occupancy. Hotels are at 30% occupancy. And here's my take on everything. We have a lot of issues in the United States about occupancy and getting the economy running and stuff like that. And I know there's so much going on there. But down here, I think they sincerely want us back. And they sincerely, whether you believe in social distancing, wearing a mask, occupancy levels, all of the protocols that we have in the United States, here, I think they're going way out of their way to show you that, whether you believe in that stuff or not, or whether it works, they want to show you that they're trying to protect you from anything else and to assure you that everything's sanitary, everything's clean. A business cannot even open unless it's been certified by the inspectors here and gotten its health and sanitation certification. Now, they're just going way out of their way, which is great, to assure you that things are safe, things are sanitary. And here's the other side of that. They're kind of worried about us too. There's more COVID across the border up there to the north than there is down here. And you know, they've been blocking stuff over at the border in Arizona, New Mexico, California, because they don't want the Americans to come through, because we've got so much COVID on our side of the border that they're really there's a lot of trepidation about folks coming down. So I just really think this is a great place to be right now. If you ever wanted to be at a resort and be the only people there, I've been to several hotels and there's barely anyone walking around. I've gone down to the Malecon downtown, which is the waterfront boardwalk area. There's barely anybody there. You go into a restaurant, service is instant because, well, there's just not that many people. The tables are kind of moved around and everything. And folks are just now starting to trickle in, but it's really, really not that busy. So if you ever wanted a resort, you ever wanted beaches, you ever wanted to be fishing on the water all by yourself, you know, it's not a bad place to be at Baja right now. I mean, I'm going to switch the camera around. Take a look at the bay behind me. You can still hear me, and if the color adjusts, take a look at that. That's what the Bay of La Paz looks like right now. And the strange thing about it is there's almost no watercraft on there. There's no boats. Normally there's some commercial guys out there. There's fishing boats. There's pleasure craft out there. Right now it's just empty. So, I mean, you've got the whole ocean to yourself. Now, in terms of fishing, let me tell you something. You know, we got back just a few days ago, and you know, just ready to, if I had any hair, I'd pull it out, because first 2 days of fishing, Tropical Storm Christina comes up the Pacific, comes up the Baja, closes down the port in Cabo San Lucas, closes up the East Cape, smashes into us here in La Paz, brings rain, brings high waves, brings wind. I mean, it wasn't real bad up here. Further down south, they had some flooding, but for us, big waves, big wind. The first day going out fishing, we actually had to come back early because it was just too rough out there. Second day, we couldn't even get off the beach. It was that bad. So, you know, I feel bad for the folks who came down here. We did get them some fish, and there are some fish biting, but the first 2 days, as luck would have it, as if we need anything else, Tropical Storm Christina came up and kind of knocked everything down. But as far as fishing is concerned, let me tell you, Dorado are here, and they're bigger, and there's more quantity as well as quality than we normally see this time of year. They're running about 10, 15, 20. There's some 30s and 40s already running around. We hear there's some tuna outside. There's some pargo, there's cabria. In short, there's big rooster fish following these bait schools up and down near Punta Arenas and around the sandy areas. And we're also seeing more billfish than we normally see this time of year. There's been very, very little traffic. There's been very little pressure on these fish. So it looks like we're going to have a great fishing season. And although this week we ran into some bumps and fishing wasn't quite as good as it had been, each progressive day looks like the water's clearing up a little bit more, and the waters are getting warmer. Temperatures, by the way, are real comfortable. It's not real humid. It's about 92 degrees today, and that's pretty typical for this time of year. Night times drop down to a real comfortable 79 degrees. So it's a great time to be here. Sun's out. We're looking forward to having you down. It is great to be back after so long. Back here in La Paz, Tailhunter's rocking. We're ready to have you down. The fish have been waiting for you. So we'll see you real soon. Thanks for checking in. Please do us a favor and subscribe. And you guys take care of each other. God bless, and we'll get back to you real soon. This is Jonathan for the Mexican Minute Tailhunter Fishing Report. And we'll see you next time.